Lads, we have returned with a gem of a deck. The gems are found hidden inside of this new forbidden and limited list. Easy for me to say, am I right? But welcome back to Yin Yang Zing, and I am Patrick, and today we are going to be going over my Pendulum deck list. This list, I have been playtesting it with it for a few weeks, and there's been a couple of changes. So this is actually a take two because you guys voted on this deck on Twitter. And if you would like to keep track of when you guys can vote for stuff on Twitter, the twits, go ahead and check it out in the description below. Like always, we also have all of the Bard of the Cards guests down there, so check them out as well. Thanks and hashtag shout out to them. Also, check out the Facebook page. A couple of things in there. I post to both, so check them out. Make sure you keep up to date with what's going on here on this channel. We have also started working on our schedule for our events and tour schedule for the coming months. We will be posting that soon, so you guys can come out, say hey if you're at those events. We're planning our YCS trips currently. When we get the list, we'll know more about where we're planning on going and when. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right into this Pendulum deck profile. Okay, so first off is all the Guard Dragon stuff, which is pretty standard now. It's triple Supreme King Dragon Dark Worm, 1 Gate 0, 1 Aether, and 1 Destrudo. We'll get into the spells in just half a second. So I chose to run Aether over Amorphous Sloth, and for the simple reason of it's a disruption. So if I'm going second, if I lose the die roll, this is a better card to summon off of LB than Sloth, or off of Sphere, because it banishes something. It is banishment, not destruction, so a lot of cards don't have that luxury to be able to defend it. And then on top of that, we run our spells, which is 2 Ravine, 2 Shrine, and a single Foolish, because you would be foolish not to run it. These are just cards to get Destrudo into grave, or not Destrudo, Supreme King Dragon Dark Worm into grave. You know what they do. Ravine is searchable. Ravine? Where are you? Ravine is searchable off of the single terraforming. So, but it's not the only field spell in the deck. So we're going to go ahead and jump in to the next card. So next is the spell counter cards. So it's going to be triple Servant of Endymion. That'll tutor out anything on this section of the deck, which includes the single copy of Endymion, the Mighty Master of Magic. We also run triple Mythical Beastmaster Cerberus. This is a turbo card to get out Electromite. Electromite is really powerful in this deck. 2 copies of Mythical Beast Jackal King. Jackal King is insane and super critical in this deck, but you only need 2 because you can search it. It's super easy to get out, but you want to have 2, so you always have 1 in deck to search off of this because it's the only Mythical Beast we run. 3 copies of Magical Abductor. This just lets you kind of finish off your combo pieces. It's a low scale. Low scales are kind of hard to come by in this deck because most of them summon themselves out. So you want to make sure that you have those options available. Next is 3 copies of Spell Power Mastery. This searches your Servant or your Endymion. It just kind of depends on what you need in the moment. So that card's super powerful, and it gives you extra spell counter. So if you open this and this, you're probably going to go off, and you're going to have a high scale, which is pretty awesome. 3 copies of Into the Void. These are just generic draw spells to get spell counters onto stuff. And lastly, the 1 copy of Terraforming, because we do run more than just the Dragon Ravine. Next up is going to be 3 copies of Chronograph Sorcerer. So we are into the Magician stuff. Triple Chronograph, and obviously 1 Time Gazer Magician. That goes here. To tutor it out, this is part of your Electromite Turbo stuff. Triple copies of Harmonizing Magician. Harmonizing Magician is so powerful in this deck, and you want to see it, but because it's 60 cards, you want to get it out and get it into your hand as quickly as you possibly can. 1 copy of Dragon Pit, 1 copy of Black Fang, 1 copy of Oath Dragon. These are your 1 of Magicians. There is another 2 of Magician we're going to get to in a second. Oath Dragon is your best low scale. Black Fang and Dragon Pit are situational, but they're situational in different respects. Black Fang is just another normal summon in the event that you need it. to get out Electromite, which does happen, but it's not a huge hindrance. Then 2 copies of Purple Poison Magician. Purple Poison Magician is spot removal. I want to crank this up to 3, but I don't know what to cut yet. But 2 has been fantastic because it's so searchable. So it's kind of 6 of one, half dozen of the other in that respect. Triple copies of Pendulum Call. Pendulum Call is to get out all your magicians. Obviously, Triple Duelist Alliance to continue that. And now we have an entire engine that is super powerful going first. And it's good to have in your deck for the main deck reasons, but for games 2 and 3, you could side out a whole bunch of this stuff. It gives you easy side out fodder, so you're not negatively impacting the deck. These just enhance the deck. They're super powerful going first. Double copies of Zefrath. That is to tutor out your Zephyrinui, so that you have a way to get to your Divine Strike. 1 copy of Zefraxa. This is super important for your for later plays. I'll go over why Zefraxa is super good when we get to the extra deck. Triple copies of Oracle of Zephyra. This field spell lets you tutor stuff out. Triple copies of Zephyr Providence. So this card, if you draw into this with Saryuja because you run 3 of it, you add Zefraxa, you summon Zefraxa, and then you go into... It gives you another way to get out your Heretic Seal. If you choose to go the Saryuja route, which I typically do because it makes things bigger, which makes it harder for certain decks to get over. And then finally, 1 Zephyr Divine Strike. Because it's Divine Strike, it's a counter trap, super powerful, and you'll almost always have something in your extra deck to be able to get that out. So next up, extra deck. Here we go. Generic Link 2s for Pendulum are obviously Electromite, Landphorinicus, Landphorinicus. Yeah, Landphorinicus. Okay. And then Phoenix. Super generic, really powerful. Landphorinicus actually comes up in a side deck card, which we're going to get into in a few. Then Link Karibo. Same thing. It's important for something on the side deck. Then your Guard Dragon plays, which are Elpie, Agripane, Heretic Seal, Triple Burst, and then you've got Saryuja and Boral Sword. So, and that will lead into, so I'll show you the play, Absolute and Vortex. So, the play that you'll sometimes get into is you'll have Elpie, Agripane, and you'll summon Odd Eyes because over in this zone over here, typically, you'll have Zephyrinui. So what you'll do is you'll link these into Saryuja, and then you can use Saryuja 1, Absolute 2, so you get Vortex first, and then you get your Saryuja effect to draw 4, which can then lead into Zephyrinui coming out, and then you have a way to protect your Heretic Seal and a way to protect your Saryuja with Vortex being live. So that's why you run that way. And then last up are your Synchros, Dawn Dragster, Yazi, and Borreload Savage. Yazi's in there for going second, which is in the side deck. There's a couple of cards in here that are really powerful for this to help you going second. Alright, so we're going to go into the side deck now. 1 Amorphous Sloth and 1 Mythical Beast Garuda. So this is better for game 3 if you know what you're playing against. Something like Salamangreat can't really beat it. You just kind of summon it, however. And then Mythical Beast Garuda is good against a lot of different decks. It is really good against Salamangreat and even Sky Striker to an extent. Then 3 copies of Sphere Mode. Obviously, standard, pretty easy. Triple Lancia. Because Orcus hasn't gone anywhere and Danger Thunder is still around. 1 Mare. Triple Twin Twisters for back row removal. You want to be able to remove stuff, obviously. And then triple copies of Red Reboot. You want your cards to do the most you can, and going second, if you're going second against something like, let's say, Subterrors, you Red Reboot them, locks them out of their back row stuff, which really hurts. So Red Reboot ends their turn, stops their interruptions. or hurts their interruptions, and then with the ability to tribute stuff and break stuff, it just gives you more power plays. But guys, this has been my Pendulum deck profile. It is 60 cards. I will try to bring you guys test hands sometime next week. Right now I'm kind of busy, but at sometime in the near future I will have some test hands showing you guys what this deck can do. It's super fun. It's really powerful. I don't know exactly what variant, but I will be playing Pendulums this format as long as I possibly can. I've had a lot of fun with Pendulums. I recommend you guys check it out. Leave your suggestions for this deck in the comment section below. Like, comment, subscribe, and share this video with a friend, because we are growing and I want to continue growing because you guys are the best in the world. Let's make this channel 250. If we can get 250 soon, I'm going to do a giveaway. I might even buy a booster box. I don't know. I might do a booster box giveaway. I haven't figured it out yet, but you guys, let's like, comment, and subscribe. Help me out here, okay? Check out Twitter and Facebook. Check out the links in the description. We'll see you guys next time.